Okay, so we're diving into the career of Johanna Sawala today.
Right.
And I gotta say, this one's impressive. I mean, just looking at her resume,
Yeah.
almost 30 years of experience.
It's incredible.
We're talking Apple, Google, even a stint at like the super exclusive Soho House in New York.
Wow.
This isn't just a career path. It's more like a journey,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And today, we're trying to figure out what connects all those dots and like what we can learn from it.
Definitely. And the first thing that jumps out at you, at least for me, is just the sheer variety.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got tech giants, we've got financial powerhouses like Blackstone, you even have a little bit of government work sprinkled in there. It really makes you wonder what drives someone to explore such different worlds.
It really does. It's almost like a highlight reel of
Yeah.
like the most prestigious institutions.
It really is.
But you hit on something important, though, right? There's got to be some common thread here.
Right.
Something beyond just like the name recognition of these places.
Yeah.
So what is it about her, about Johanna's expertise that allowed her to be so successful in such different places?
Well, I think it's about the challenges that unite these experiences.
Okay, yeah.
So think about it. Leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Every organization needs that. Organizational growth.
Right.
Understanding like human dynamics and how people work together. These are all universal things. Every company, from like a tiny tech startup to a massive, centuries old institution, has to grapple with these same things.
That's true.
And that's where I think her expertise really shines. It's not about a specific industry or a specific type of company. It's about navigating the complexities that come with leading people and organizations, whatever playing field.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And speaking of navigating complexity, let's talk about those interim roles that pop up on her resume.
Yeah, interesting.
So we've got the Stockholm School of Economics, a couple of tech startups. What's the significance of that interim tag?
Interim often, well, at least a lot of times, signals a problem solver. It's someone who's brought in for, a specific reason, often in high-stakes situations. So imagine, like, a company going through a huge restructuring.
Right.
Or maybe they're facing some sudden crisis. They need someone who can just step in, assess the situation super quickly, make decisions, and get them back on track.
Like a specialist?
Exactly. And these types of roles require a really unique blend of, like, expertise, obviously, but also decisiveness and the ability to build trust quickly with people you don't know.
Yeah, you got to be able to think on your feet and get people on board with your vision. It's like she's like a fixer. Like she swoops in, uses her experience to get them over this hurdle, and then maybe she's on to the next challenge, right?
Yeah, maybe.
And then we see this, like her influence just expanding even further when you look at these board positions she's held.
Absolutely, yeah.
The Djurgården Heritage Association in Sweden.
Interesting.
The San Antonio River Foundation.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
And then a tech company, Kiliaro.
Right.
So these board positions tell us that she's not just, advising from the sidelines anymore. Like she's chosen to be a part of organizations that are making a real world impact and in fields that are so incredibly diverse too. We've got historical preservation, environmental causes, tech. Is there anything this woman doesn't do?
Right. I mean, it really paints this picture of someone who's not content with just observing.
Yeah.
She wants to actively shape the future and in a lot of different arenas.
And let's not forget, she speaks what, like 4 languages?
It's incredible.
Swedish, English, some French, and Spanish.
Wow.
I mean, that speaks to a global perspective, the ability to connect with people from all over, understand different cultures.
Yeah, bridge those divides.
This whole deep dive has been so fascinating. Johanna's career is like a masterclass in leadership, adaptability, and having a real-world impact. So here's a final thought for our listeners to chew on.
Yeah.
If you had the chance to sit down with Johanna, what one question would you ask her to gain insights from her extraordinary journey?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
I don't know if I could pick just one.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.